Indeed. Alright. High carbon price.
A lot of high prices actually, and a very resourceful map for a change.
Water's still not great though, so that could be a problem.
I am kind of tempted by some kind of a robot in the south because glass is just excellent.
I would kind of just really want a robot with these combo tiles.
Yeah,
Glass might
that's
be the better play.
it's kind of good, but at the same time, this expansive was actually my second choice. Maybe even this is possibly the good found of the map because you can
I like
reach the
hex
silicon,
pussies.
you can reach the water, maybe.
There's not much good water to reach for Dryad. Hexpuss is, well, no longer has good water because of the scavenger. So there's going to be
Yeah,
some problems.
at the end of the day, I can definitely see robots having a priority on this map. It's interesting if Trad Penguin can make this found work, because if I were playing as him, I think I would just ditch water completely and try to work with chemicals, glass, electronics.
And I think there's probably going to be room for that. With the machine shop colony, electronics will be nice long term.
Yeah. Also, well, obviously I would hack uh, one of those three resources all the time. So
Going right for the silicon. Definitely like to see that. I could. What is this? Aluminum. Okay. So probably going into single glass. Not sure I love that, but it should be fine. Kind
uh,
of maybe would prefer more steel just for the moment.
yeah, I think if you have to commit to like a single glass tile, then maybe this tile should have been a steel mill in the first place.
Fox blazing going to some glass more heavily, which should work out okay. I don't think anyone's going to try to play with the silicon price, so
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of money.
he did quite wisely grab a bunch of silicon immediately while it was at $8, so it should work for quite a while.
Right. This is why you don't boost without a goon. This was a bit silly. You don't really need to freeze frozen tiles, but okay.
Maybe there was lag or something,
It's probably something along those lines.
or
Or
mental lag.
sometimes you just, right, sometimes you just really want to make a play and you just do it without thinking.
I mean, it's a strong play in theory, just freezing boosted tiles, right?
Fox Blazing looking to get into some wind here, I suppose. Yes, that should work out nicely.
Hexapose is the first non-scavenger to reach HQ level 3, and he doesn't really have anything interesting happening to him. He's just making steel so far.
Right, going for that Geo, which will be nice, but his water situation is still troubling. I'm not sure where he's going to go from here.
I think you need to commit to a bunch of farms, grab a goon, get a patent lab ASAP.
Yeah, would
This is
really like slant drilling.
Yeah, this is probably as early as you have to commit to a patent lab in this game. Instead, he's opting to go for more water, which
I mean, that's close enough that he can connect eventually, so I don't really mind it.
I kind of mind it a little bit because it's a claim you're
Right,
wasting.
it's not a
Because
patent lab right away, is the
yeah,
big problem.
yeah, and also water is cheap
With boosts,
so far, and
right,
you're
with
you're
boosts,
overproducing it
holograms,
now.
cheap goons, would be very easy to get a patent lab going.
This is a very strong play, though. Yeah, this boost kind of justifies the water
Yeah,
situation.
this is always love the boosting geos. Very quick, cheap way to get a lot of power going. Meanwhile, Fox Blazing also boosting power, making power money, and no one's doing anything about it. Spies are still cheap, so no real excuse for that.
A scavenger HQ has
There
been
we go.
There we go. Yep.
At this point, though, Fox Blazing needs
Robotics
to
HQ
jump
has been upgraded.
out of glass ASAP because glass is really not profitable anymore.
Right. And he has so much water that there's very obvious transitions.
Yeah, you also have the claims, so you just make 2 triangles or whatever shapes you can
Because he
manage
can't
to.
really fit 2 triangles.
Well, I would be tempted to maybe
The black
ship
market is
one of
online.
those resources.
For now, this works,
Expansive
but it's
HQ
not
has been
great.
upgraded.
Well, you can just go for 2 reactors, 3 farms, and a patent lab.
New building is available for auction.
I think Fox Blazing is the one who needs patents the least, but at the same time, you kind of don't want anyone
Something like
else to have them.
teleportation would be great.
I'd be tempted to just grab slant drilling. Like, you don't need it, but if anyone else gets slant drilling, that's their way to get back into the game.
Fair point. I'm a bit confused by what Hexbus is doing here with this reactor next to this steel mill pair and more reactors on the other side.
Well, maybe
But
it's a transition in progress, but it doesn't really make sense to move out of all these steel mills. It could be a misclick,
right,
actually.
The
R and
black
T are
market
right
is
next to each
open for
other.
business.
true, true.
But yeah, 24k for this patent lab. I want to say it's cheap, because that's a super awesome patent lab.
Has been upgraded.
Right. Chems aren't too expensive either, and well, Superconductor is going to get nice work done. And if he can get that goon down, get to slant drilling, he's in a great position.
Yeah, just he has a boost already, so 37
I'd
seconds
also like to
left.
see a Pleasure Dome come down.
Yeah, unlike the last game, this one should have excellent pleasure domes. 2 expansives.
Boosting the Geo again, I guess that works with the Superconductor. Doesn't feel like the right priority, but it gets stuff done.
Triad unfortunately boosts the solar panels at night.
Yeah,
Although, well, most of the boost is going to die through the night, but yeah, there's going to be a little bit of
Robotics HQ
the
has been
solar
upgraded.
flare and the single boosted solar panel in the morning, which will be making 1,000 per second.
it'll get some work done. Probably just a reaction to how high his debt was. Sometimes you're worried so much about that you don't react appropriately.
Yeah, this could have
Mm.
been just a panic move, and if you're indeed that's kind of justified.
Hexbus going for this silicon without any adjacency right now feels a bit weird to me. Yes, he's going for slant drilling, but there are holograms available. If someone else had a hologram patent lab and had a chance to beat you to it, then you're just stuck with this dinky little quarry that's never going to be useful.
Fox Blazing did not choose to go for patents,
Instead,
but
an off-world.
yes, that's an interesting play. There are spies available, but
And off-worlds
and
are quite good.
Hexapus should know about the soft worlds already. There are network viruses available.
Right, spies, network virus, dynamite. Never a good position to be in.
Yeah, and there's not even a
The black market is
theoretical
online.
possibility of benefiting from thinking machines. So that's going to be a difficult offer to defend.
Right, because once it completes, if someone starts knocking it down, they can. Fox Poison has never defended themselves. You could just pretty easily get a majority by maybe with some help, and then
Well,
you're just in a terrible position.
yeah, you probably do need some help because no one's really making uh, that crazy onward money at the moment to push through, even over the buy, I think.
Tried Penguin did pick up this nice pleasure dome though. 223 a second.
Well, the dynamite has been bought. 2 dynamites have been bought, but Trad Penguin might not know about the.
Yeah, I kind of wonder about Hexbus buying this dynamite first. He's definitely preparing to blow up the off-world, but maybe just picking up the network virus, pinging it first. Let someone else get the attack in.
I will say though that he got the cheaper dynamite, so I don't have a problem with that necessarily.
That's fair.
The black market is open.
The
Hexapus
other
is
reason I like the ping
Sorry.
better is it just forces the reaction from Fox Blazing. Maybe he has to commit that 30k right away.
Disappointed in you.
Yeah, that is maybe a good argument actually. I will say that with that slam drilling, Hexapus is set up incredibly well, and I don't understand this network virus. By Fox Blazing, it feels like yeah, it feels like a waste. You really didn't have to spend it. You could have tried to do virus on
An
anything
expansive HQ
right
has been
now.
upgraded.
Anything else, try to hope for to bop a goon or something.
Hmm. Well, in any case, Fox Blazing has made enough money to defend himself, so that aggressive off-worlds hasn't cost him too much.
Thinking machines, however, are already in Hexapus' possession, so if he sells that stock, he should be actually able
You
to
know,
build an offload.
he's in a very good position right now with a lot of strong patents, expansive HQ5. Pretty good territory, too. Has the dry ice, has very good water, has a bit of silicon access. Not much more you can ask for. Maybe a pleasure dome.
Yeah, I feel like the other 2 players really need to push for offloads and other advanced buildings at this point.
Dryad is struggling. Never could get good access to water. Missed a lot of the power money. Just been struggling with debt.
Yes, for Dryad it is especially. That's a super expensive claim. I'm not sure I agree with this.
I guess the idea is power's dead. You're not going to make power money. Might as well use your low debt for something.
Not believe who we caught
But
red-handed.
I guess, but
and I'd never be that comfortable paying 40k.
The black market is online.
it is interesting that the black market is so good that no one is using the auction tiles to get more claims around their bases.
Yeah, I can't blame them. I never really remembered to use auction tile myself.
I tend to use it, but it's really difficult when there are so many cheap offensive items, and the boosts are still only 20k.
Right? A lot of times it feels hard to justify using a cooldown for that.
So Trad Penguin is feeling confident enough to start attacking Hexapus, and I will say that he's building an offload and he has enough cash to start buying into him.
You would not be engineers
Oh,
already have a vision.
Well, there
now
goes
he's
the
in
the
trouble.
hologram.
Our fortune awaits. There will be a reckoning for this behavior.
I think at this point, Hexpus has gotten attacked enough in stock that he's probably going to stop devoting all his attention to Fox Blazing.
I am not happy with the fact that Hexapus. I don't see an offload from them.
Yeah, that's definitely very questionable. They're not all that expensive. And with thinking machines, getting blown up still hurts, but
Organization center is ready.
not
Time to
all
start
that much.
improving
Yeah,
everything.
the offloads aren't super amazing, but they're not bad in any way. They're definitely good enough.
40k launch. Normally, oxygen would be a problematic launch, but this is a dry ice map, so even that's not going to be an
Black
issue.
market is open for business.
Yeah, no one's really committing to stock battle either so far. And I'm actually getting really worried for Hexapus because even Dryad has set up an off-world at this point.
And
Obviously,
the other reason why
yeah,
off-worlds would be really nice for Hexbus is because you have two opponents indeed dead. Even if you're worried about, well, just about anything, it's not really going to be that much of a problem.
yeah. Well, finally, there's going to be one. The thing for Dryad, I think, is that they have to immediately start repaying debt as soon. Like, they just queue up a launch and start repaying debts because, well, actually buy up the stock, I guess, fully first, and then just get that debt off and hope that somehow you can still get back into the game.
Yeah. Instead, buying stock is really not going to help.
Yeah, you should buy your own stock while you're in D-debt, and then you should get yourself out of D-debt. If I was in Dryad's position, I would really strive to get pretty much every other advanced building except maybe the patent lab because it's too late. But you need every edge that you can get at this point. You need to use all the tools.
It's not really in a great position to use a hacker array, but maybe that's probably something that
Well,
you have to force to work. There are electronics to hack, I guess.
no, there's
Not
chems.
chat ping thing. Yeah. I don't know what you hack.
Chems. You make a lot of fuel. You can get a lot of carbon from dry ice, and no one is in chems, and
I
no
think
one will
those
be for a while.
glass that Trap Pigman has used to be chems, but could be wrong.
Our methods continue to improve.
Someone hacking glass, or is that a natural short?
This has to be
I guess it's natural, right? No one has a hacker array.
This is being a pretty strange situation on the stock market, though. Fox Blazing is almost went for an adjacent off-world, then realized that it's probably not a good idea. At the end of the day, power surges are still there.
Yep.
But yeah, so no one's really like committing. Like people are being a little timid with the stock market, I feel, because they attacked Hexapus. Now Hexapus is attacking Threat Penguin, but Fox Blazing is not defending themselves. Dryad is not defending themselves.
In a way, I think as Hexpus, I might be more tempted to attack Dryad just because it's so much cheaper.
Well,
But
Threat Penguin is also in C-Debt, I guess. I guess he's only this expensive because he bought a bunch of stock.
this might be one of those situations where, since all your stock is bought up anyway, you just sit on a pile of cash and see who develops into more of a threat, and then deal with it.
Yeah, I'm not happy with that one stock in Fox Blazing that was
This bought
he
a
was
long
sitting
time,
forever.
yeah. Probably should have been invested into a second off-world a long time
There
ago.
we go.
He is
Right as you spoke about it, he built an off-world. Well, started building.
Fox Blazing going for the adjacent off-worlds again.
Yeah, like decided not to, but then decided that there's just no better spot probably.
I feel like replacing this low water pump might have been the right idea, just because Hexpus has so much water that...
Well, there's a hologram on a glass cone, so I guess instead of the glass, and then replace the low tile with a glass building.
The off-world market is finished
Right.
allocating orders.
Okay, Hexpus also buying a bit into the Dryad. Now I guess is time to sit on a lot of cash. But Trad Penguin definitely looks like more of a threat.
Interestingly enough, because well, I guess now is the point when life support will start going high in the price because of the off-worlds. Yeah, those electronics and glass were really paying off. And if you look at that pleasure dome, it's just one of the most beautiful things you can ever see in this game.
Too bad it can't get that 6th adjacency.
Too bad he didn't get the virtual reality.
$510. That is a very nice number. Oh well. At this point, it's too late to really go for it, I think.
Optimization routine
Is it
successful.
though?
40 seconds to build, 60 seconds to research, then whatever the costs of building and researching are.
No one took
Getting that-
teleportation, which can be a little useful. Perpetual motion can be a little bit useful. Nanotech can be pretty useful.
Probably not too much. Well, I guess steel is still up there. But yeah, there are other uses.
It is looking like, even with just one offroad that is blown up, Trad Penguin is making a lot of money.
These chems are doing a lot of work. No one else is in chems. And now he's not in much chems either.
Still needs 150k and possibly even more, as Hexapus is going to be sitting on a lot of cash and increasing the stock price.
I'm not sure I like this selling out of the stock. You eventually want to go for Dryad anyway, and that little bit of cash isn't doing too much.
He does need only a little bit more. In fact, he has 100% apparently.
Probably can cancel this optimization and get there. Or just... Alright, well, in a pretty dominant position now. Fox Blazing probably should have started pushing in before the buy happened. Because it would have been
Well,
much cheaper.
All the stock was pre-bought for
Oh,
Hexapus,
yes, yes.
so the only way was to finish the buy.
True, true. Forgot about that. But yeah, this doesn't look good. Neither player has a significant amount of cash.
Launch affirmative. What a payout. The engineers have advanced our production.
Yes, Dryad is still riding those debts. They also have two off-worlds, adjacent and boosted, so that seems to be a popular play this game that is not nearly getting punished enough, I feel.
Definitely not. Well, they did pay a lot to make that play, with holograms up at 70k now.
Ouch.
Always have to wonder about buying holograms after they pass around 30k.
Successful
They
off-road
can
shipment.
sometimes pay off, but they feel so fragile.
The black market is open for business.
Yeah, one thing to say about Hex is that he's not committing to those adrenaline boosts. And that might be the thing that pushes the other players into a bit of a comeback, because the off-road
I don't-
markets are insanely good at this point.
Our methods continue to
But for
improve.
70k, that adrenaline boost, I'm not so... Well, it's probably still not much better than break even, probably. Even with
Uh,
the launch is so ridiculous.
Well, it helps out two off-roads, so it kind of makes sense why Hexapus doesn't do it, but for both Fox Blazing and Dryad, it kind of is still a bonus.
Guess it depends on how many times they boosted too,
Authorization
just for
routine
the
successful.
diminishing returns.
Get all the money. The black market is
At this
online.
point, though, it shouldn't pay off.
Right. One thing I would like to see is for the Fox Blazing and Dryad to be attacking Trad Penguins off-world instead of Hexpus, is because of the thinking machines. Since Hexpus does own 100% of Trad Penguin,
I guess it doesn't feel as intimidating yet, because it's less than 1,000 from Trad Penguin so far. But it will definitely climb up there.
just that one launch boosts it by about 700.
Yeah. Although the black market is definitely at a point when it's a little bit expensive.
Pirates can still get a lot down on water.
Fleet is assembled. Our fortune awaits. The
I would like to
engineers have
see
advanced our
a
production.
freeze still from Hexapose. That's about the last
Methods will continue to improve.
anti-occult black market item that should be used this
The
game.
stock is being sold.
Hmm. Well, Fox Blazing selling out is probably the only move that makes sense. Not a great move. You're going to get bought out anyway, but that's your only hope, basically.
Successful off-world shipment. Make room for the profits.
And at this point, you gotta let Dryad buy into them, and you gotta hope that you can finish the buy. I
think
do wonder if actually Hexapus should have
Off-world shipment launched.
defended himself after
Look
those
for
buys.
the money.
I think you just let those go and finish off Fox Blazing. Or I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, at the same time, they do need another 400k to finish the buy, so
Fox Blazing. Right. Everyone needs about 400k for a buy, and obviously Hexpus has the advantage there.
too tall to
That's
fall.
probably still the right move.
Optimization routine successful.
Well, there's still a bit of a chance, but I'm not I
They're
don't
about
think this will
even.
happen.
They're about even on how much cash they need, and one person has the two subsidiaries. So
And another person had just a dead tick that gave the other person 22k
Launch affirmative.
from financial
Order
instruments.
power has gone nuts. Really, Hexbus with the full power upgrades.
That does sound a little strange.
Yeah, it feels a bit excessive. Most of the time, it's not going to do much. Right now, it's getting a lot done, but
Mostly, I'd rather boost the normal production and just invest into like 2 tiles of power, if not 1, since you have superconductor.
right, something along those lines.
But yes, that patent lab auction, I think, is what kind of swinged the game in a lot
The
of ways.
engineers have advanced our production.
And then I think that Fox Blazing really should have invested into some patents.
Yep. Patent Lab pretty much was uncontested. Maybe wasn't even hit at all, I don't think.
I don't think so.
So it's just these 5 very cheap patents.
Maybe it was hit at some point, because I think there was a goon there. I'm not sure. But yeah, with the slant drilling, I feel like the patent lab needed to be a big target for all the players. Take a look at the charts and graphs. Yeah, just a ton of money from everywhere. Look at the price of water.
I have to wonder how that goes if Trad Penguin and Dryad manage their debt a little better.
It felt like a very strong play from all the players. Like, it felt pretty even at one point in the mid game, but then I feel like those patent lab advantages and just even though Hacks really delayed with the off-worlds, in the long run it just didn't matter.
Right. Dryad and Trad Penguin both spent a lot auto-purchasing power. I think trying to deal with the debt that came along with that really slowed them down a bit later. And also made them a bit cheaper to buy so that Hexbus could fight back against that combination a bit easier.
Mhm. Yeah, power was pretty rough. But yeah, Trad Penguin almost made it work with no water. Yeah, this is something that I think is interesting. That if you're so far behind, you really need to use the hack array. I feel like, because it's like, what else do you have that going for you? Like, even if you invest in the off-worlds at the same time, unless you can control your opponent's off-worlds with black markets, you are going to be going even with them, and you are already behind.
Right, you need some sort of edge, and Dryad just didn't have that. Did a nice job getting back into it, never actually completely dying to debt, but just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, maybe if Hex was not an expansive player and had fewer claims, then there would have been a chance, but yeah, this was a little bit rough. But overall, very well played, I think, at the end of the day. Anyway, I think we can move on to the next one.
Yep.